Good morning. Thank you so much for coming out and being a part of the Trends, Lifestyle, and Wedding Magazine Entrepreneur Photo Shoot. Tell us your name and a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Dr. Holly K. Lindsay. I'm originally from Greensboro, North Carolina, but I'm now a resident of Bowie, Maryland. I work at the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission as a project manager, but my business on the side is Lindsay Tutoring Services, where I help kids and adults in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay, how did you come into this?
Growing up in Greensboro, North Carolina, my biggest passion has been education. Education has played a major role in getting me from where I was to where I am today. I'm an only child from a mother who raised me in the ghetto of Greensboro. She worked with me. She taught me my numbers and eventually my multiplication tables. And it came to the point where I became very strong in math. And over time, I grew in that and eventually learned the tricks of the trade for engineering and science and all of that. I eventually went to North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina, where I received my bachelor's, master's, and PhD in mechanical engineering.
Okay. What are some of the deficiencies that you think that students have in those areas and why there's such a need?
Okay, so that's a great question. When I think about the whole STEM field, many students don't necessarily enjoy it. They just see it as a very hard subject matter, especially mathematics. But I'm thankful that God gave me the opportunity to pick up math and pick it up at a fairly quick rate. So I'm able to help them to break that, to help them to see that they can do anything they desire. It's all about just putting in the work and not being afraid to ask questions. That was one of the great things that helped me, not throughout just my elementary school, middle school, high school, but definitely through college and even through life as a whole.
So, what is the age range of the students that you tutor?
For the most part, I tutored anywhere between third graders to college students and even adults.
Okay. Um, what has been the most rewarding experience in being an entrepreneur?
Just seeing how the people I've worked with have excelled. I've been fortunate to have a student that I work with. He went to the Mather High School here in the area, and he graduated from high school. He's now at Mount St. Mary's, pursuing a bachelor's degree in computer science. I also had a student that I worked with. He was a mechanical engineering major at Howard University, and I'm blessed to say that he graduated last year, and he has a full-time job up in New York State.
I'm asking you some of these questions because I taught physics for a couple of years. And
Okay.
one of the things that bothered me about teaching physics, when the kids would come in the classroom, they were so math deficient.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in 12th grade, typically physics is algebra based.
Yes.
And they seem to struggle the most with algebra.
Right.
Why do you think that is?
I believe it's just the whole idea of not getting the proper teaching or someone making the proper investment in them. And one of the things that I've learned through my tutoring business is that you have to first pick up on where they're deficient at, build that up, and then bring them back to where they're supposed to be.
Because they seem to almost have a fear in math, and where do you think that stems from? Because they're not so much afraid of science.
Right.
It's more so math than anything else. And I've always wondered, where does it begin? Where do you think that the root of that fear is placed? Is it early on? Is it later? Where do you think it stems?
I believe it could be in any phase. It could be early on and not getting the proper help with it. It could be even as deep as hereditary, because oftentimes you'll hear parents say, that I wasn't very good at math. And they'll say, well, I thank God I only had to take certain math to get my degree. So it could be the fact that their parents didn't invest in them. It could be the fact that the teacher didn't invest in them. It could be the fact that the student themselves just didn't invest in themselves and believe in themselves. So that's why it's important that you have tutoring businesses like myself that will take time to make the investment in them, to push them, to encourage them, and to let them know that they can succeed.
Do you have an internet program? Are you able to reach people outside of the DC area?
Yes. I've been fortunate where I've actually worked with students in my hometown, Greensboro, North Carolina, also in Durham, North Carolina. I actually have a student that I'm working with right now at North Carolina Central. She's doing chemistry. She wants to be a nurse ultimately. And I've also worked with people throughout the country. So I usually use Skype or Google Hangout as a means to connect with them.
Okay, so give us a little bit about your social media, your website, or how we can get in contact with you if our children need help.
Okay. You can find me on Facebook at Lindsay, Lindsay, Tutoring Services. You can also find me on Instagram at Lindsay Tutoring Services, all one word.
All right. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.